This week on the Retirement Quick Tips podcast, I'm talking about the problem of being too frugal, underspending in retirement, and how this frugality can really rob you of a fulfilling retirement, and also steps you can take. How do you find better balance with spending while preserving your financial security in retirement? Today, I want to talk more about intentional spending and how that equates to a more meaningful retirement. I think it really is the key to living an anti-frugal yet prudent and fulfilling retirement. A few weeks ago, at the end of August, my husband and I celebrated our wedding anniversary. We've been married for, 14 years, but we've been together for like 23 years. We were high school sweethearts. What I told my husband I wanted to do, I said, I don't want any gifts, not even a card. We agreed. Most married couples would get each other a card, but we were so busy in the couple weeks leading up to it. I was like, you know what? Don't worry about it. You don't get me a card. I won't get you a card. We'll both be happy. And so what we did instead of gifts and cards is his present to me was that we would take our boat out and we would spend the day on the lake with friends of ours. So we brought two other couples with us that are good friends. And as the day went on, and we were just sitting on the boat and hanging out and laughing and talking. We were having such a good time. And it just hit me in that moment. I just felt so much peace and happiness being with my husband, being with my friends. And you could sit there and easily justify not doing something like that because it was a Wednesday. Actually, everybody but one works a job. So it was a real sacrifice for us, five of us, to take the day off. And the one who doesn't work, she's a mom and had to figure out childcare solutions. So for all of us, it was a sacrifice to take a Wednesday and just spend the entire day on the water. And then we had dinner afterwards, and it was so beautiful and so fun. And what a gift it was to be able to do that. But again, with justifying it, it's like I have to take a day off of work. I have to sort of rearrange things. I had to find a babysitter. I had to spend money because if you have a boat or any sort of recreational vehicle, anytime you use it, it costs money. There's gas, there's wear and tear, there's the food and drinks that you spend money on to bring onto the boat, boating. And a lot of these recreational things are expensive and they cost money. But that was such a good way to spend a day and spend money because I got to do it with my husband and friends. I love being on our boat. I love being on the water. It's my happy place. And I just felt so grateful and so at peace on the water that day. And the memories will last as well. And I reflect on some other things I enjoy other than boating. In the last several years, I've really become a gym rat. I go to the gym. I like to lift weights. I used to lift, 5-pound dumbbells and think that it was doing something, but I've actually prioritized lifting heavy weights and have made a lot of progress and strength gains. And if I flex my bicep now, you can actually see something moving there. I'm making progress there. I'm also prioritizing taking more supplements. Like I take creatine, I take vitamin D, I take a multivitamin, fish oil. Unless I was pregnant up until about a year or 2 years ago, if you told me I had to take a multivitamin, I'd be like, no, I don't have time for that. I don't want to take a bunch of pills and supplements. One was too much. The only time I ever took any vitamins before were my prenatal vitamins when I was pregnant or nursing. And then that was it. But now I take like a whole smorgasbord of vitamins and it costs money. These vitamins, I go through them pretty quickly. I also try to prioritize spending money on quality food. So I don't buy like organic everything, but I try to buy healthy food and I spend more money on higher protein type foods that are more healthy than like processed foods that are cheap and tasty and easy. So a lot of spending on health related things. I talked previously about hobbies. I grew up playing sports, lots of sports. I played soccer, basketball, golf, you name it. I loved it. I would play basketball with the boys while my friends in like middle school were off talking and walking around at recess. I was playing basketball and sometimes beating them, but who's counting? But anyway, so I love sports. And so I love playing pickleball and golf. And I enjoy, we started going camping a little bit more that now that my kids are a little bit older. I used to love hiking and backpacking and camping. And so I'm trying to do a little bit more of that now that my kids are a little bit older. So I have these areas. My point is that was sort of a long-winded way to explain this, but I have these areas that I have identified that when I'm spending money and spending time doing these things, it is bringing me satisfaction, fulfillment. It is increasing the quality of my life. There are plenty of things that I don't enjoy doing, I don't see as valuable ways to spend money that other people would feel completely different about. So one perfect example of this is travel. I travel a little bit, but I travel a lot less than many people. And I don't really miss it that much. I like to go on, maybe one trip a year and then maybe like a short weekend trip. And that's pretty much all I need. But I know I have friends and I know other people who are like constantly traveling and going places. And that sounds actually stressful to me, not something that I would enjoy. Another interesting one that I've been thinking about more recently is jewelry. I actually find that it overcomplicates my decisions when I'm getting ready in the morning. So what I end up doing, and I didn't even think about this until recently, but I wear my wedding ring every day. I wear a necklace and I actually never take this necklace off. I just wear it all the time. And I rotate through the same like 1 to 2 pairs. Occasionally I'll throw in another pair of earrings, but like I wear the same earrings every single day. And then I wear my Apple Watch. And that's only something I started wearing recently. I just got an Apple Watch in like January. That's it. Nothing else. And I'll see like pretty jewelry or I'll see other people wearing a bracelet or a ring or something that I really like. And it'll pop into my head like, oh, I'd love to have something like that. It's so beautiful. But then I'm like, how much am I going to wear that? And jewelry, unless you're buying cheaper costume jewelry is expensive. So I have to weigh like, do I really want to spend money on that? Probably not. Another one is eating out. I know lots of people who love eating out. Not me. If you have 4 kids between the ages of 2 and 11 and you enjoy eating out, God bless you. I don't know how you do it. It's generally not that fun for me. And even when my husband and I go on, date nights and stuff, because I love sports and activities so much, we generally spend our alone time together doing other things. So we'll go play golf because my husband plays golf too. We'll go do something more active, and eating out might be part of it, but it's not the main focus. The other thing too is to not feel guilty about letting go of things that maybe you used to enjoy, but you no longer enjoy. I used to snowboard, and a few years ago, I sold all of my snowboarding equipment, and it was very liberating because I was feeling guilty that I had this in my garage. I wasn't using it. I had no intention of going snowboarding, maybe ever again. That just nagged at me until I got rid of the snowboard. And then it's no longer staring at me saying, why don't you use me? You've abandoned me. It's gone. Somebody else is enjoying it now. I used to actually love shopping too and other things, and not anymore. So I just let go of those things. I feel like for most people, money spent on cultivating relationships, friendships, spending time with family, making memories, spending money on increasing your health span, and spending money on the things and hobbies that you enjoy the most while letting go of everything else for the most part, that's going to pay the most dividends, bring the most fulfillment in your retirement, and help you to be more intentional about spending money in a way that really benefits you in the long run. All right, that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Ashley Michike, and this is the Retirement Quick Tips Podcast.